And good evening, everybody. We got RandomEffekt and Antlers here in the SG Live 2020 Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament. I'm Fury SK. I'll be joined by August 40th here shortly.
Yep, I am here, ready to go.
Tech solved. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Antlers is at the point now where he's 1-1 and RandomEffekt is still on the 1-0 side of things. I think Jay Coper beat Antlers and Antlers beat Alsoa or something along those lines. And Random, I think, has just played Alsoa thus far.
Yep, our regular old ring around the rosy. And they're off. Ooh, starting all the way up on Death Mountain. Not the greatest start screen.
It all depends on what's on this ladder spot or the staircase. Gria here is not too bad, but what's here? More Gria. I think this will be fine.
Just doesn't offer a whole lot of route divergence early on.
It looks like we do have the Gria Wizrobe set up, so it's fairly likely that the dungeons won't have a lot of projectiles heading your way. It'll be mostly arrows and those sort of things, and not so much on Wizrobe beams and.
So nothing under the first Armos check. Fairly slow start. Antlers and RandomEffekt both are prioritizing these Armos checks.
Not too big a shock to see RandomEffekt visit the Fairy Fountain in this specific start setup. You really don't want to head back towards your start location until you at least have some bombs, given that Death Mountain doesn't have a lot else to offer you as far as open caves.
Look at that, we are on Vanilla level 3, and that is the first quest cave.
Yep, so it's definitely first quest money. We will figure out within, I would say, too long a time frame, whether or not we're on first entirely or first mixed.
In order to deduce whether it's first or mixed, we're going to need a candle or some bombs, as Antlers finds level 7.
You're seeing two different plays here, it looks like. Random's going to check in a room, and there is a staircase right away. I like checking a room just to make sure there isn't a staircase right away. Might be a transport, might be a free item.
Meanwhile, Antlers says, nope, I'm out of there, and finds the wood sword. Looks like I'm gonna take that stabby device, hoping for a bomb drop.
Well, Antlers has the sword about a minute earlier, but I think RandomEffekt is going to actually win the battle of decisions at the first step here. Got a book right off the bat, and that is pretty important given we are on shapes in this tournament.
Ah, yes, the book is acting as an atlas. We now have all the maps. Or at least Random does.
Yeah, I think it won't be too long until both have a sword and a book. Both already have the sword, but the play into 7 shouldn't take too long unless he kind of goes a different route. But I do expect once he gets Candle Antlers, we'll revisit that area, and he may choose to clean 7 out then.
58. That's the medium, right? Yeah.
Nope. 58 is the big money. It's 25
Ew.
or so to 40 as your medium.
Also, that's not a good sign. Slightly above average large. Or a small secret, rather.
Yeah, large isn't great, but there are 3 of them, so not really a poverty seed, but not going to have a whole lot of money to run around and buy a whole bunch of stuff with.
So with these bombs, Antler's doing some excavating, finds himself a candle.
Oh man, 25 on the medium is the minimum again, so it's a big, small secret, but not so large money-wise on your medium and your large. It's gonna make some decisions a little bit tougher potentially in shops. Keys won't be so easy to buy.
Speaking of shops, there's our 54 rupee candle. RandomEffekt coming across that, but didn't have the money to grab it, and unfortunately skipping the Take Any Cave. Oh, but RandomEffekt has found dungeon level 2. And it is doubly segmented? No, just one segment.
Yeah, we've seen Antlers burn the bush just south of 1 and Bomb open the wall just north of 1. So at this point we are leaning probably towards a full first, no mix involved, but it could still be a long game by the seed.
Finding dungeons level 2 and level 3, but RandomEffekt key locked out of dungeon level 2. Oh, an immediate Triforce in 3, but Antler's gonna stick around, but finds a Chevy room.
Yeah, look like there's a door to the right of the Chevy room, so as long as that isn't an old man level 3, you should be able to pirouette the door open by exiting and re-entering.
But nope, that'll do it for Antlers in 3 for now.
Oh, it is an old man, look at that. Well, that or it's Zelda's room.
Alright, RandomEffekt finding the potion letter, just one Armos spot left to check. So I'm leaning towards a full first quest mix as Antlers takes the first death. Just because we've seen all of Candle Row and a bunch of the, or not a bunch, but a handful of the bomb spots.
Yeah, RandomEffekt is actually at Vanilla 2 right now, which basically confirms everything at this point, but
Alright.
what a time.
And level 4, so 2, 3, 4, and 7 have been found.
And look at all these early Triforces. It's not really what you want in the earlier dungeons early on in the game. If you find early dungeons, you want to find items quickly instead.
Yep, looking for the ladder, looking for something like the wand or the any key. Antlerz finding that bomb upgrade. Plenty of money for it, but not gonna opt for it just yet. Gonna run into this Gleok and a ladder block first.
I think that's a situation where you know what the large secret is, and you know that the money is, while not too limited, it's limited enough to where you don't want to invest in that bomb upgrade. If they had, say, 140 as the large secret, I think probably he bombs down in that bomb upgrade room and then goes ahead and takes the bomb upgrade, but in this case he couldn't.
RandomEffekt finding the transport staircase over to the left-hand side, those 3 rooms there.
You can see Antlerz hasn't made it over to level 2's vanilla location yet, so he's being safe. In any burn spot, he's actually going to go ahead and attempt to burn, even if it's the second quest spot, until he gets there, I suspect.
Yep, on his way down the southern coast. Just be careful. But meanwhile, Random has had enough of level 4 at vanilla level 2. And this should be our most item in just the heart, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably not that big of a deal, as 5's also not too far away. We don't know what the white sword item is yet, though, and given that we haven't found a whole lot of parts in dungeons just yet, or enough take-ins, it's potentially something useful if the item that is the white sword cave is something good. If it's not so good, then never mind. Could just be another heart.
In a funky looking level shape.
Yep, so what you're seeing here is in these like 1-row tile spaces where there's blocks above, you can actually walk to your left a little bit and then do a 1-tap up and block clip into the line of blocks, and that'll keep you safe from these red land mola, so he doesn't have to run around, run away from them and try and hit them while running. Just sit there and wait. It's a bit of a test of your patience, but it's definitely the safer play.
I'm slow and steady sometimes win the race.
The same trick can also technically be used in a moat, which is what I think he tried to do real quickly there, but he got beaten to it by the red land mullet. And since he doesn't have bombs, I think that made his decision a little bit easier just to leave. But he's got to eventually find his way into some resources, I think. Find some bombs or something so they can start digging some dungeons, because he's found a lot.
Right, well, with these Gorilla and Wizrobes on the overworld, bombs aren't going to be too difficult. And on the coast, we have another heart. And wow, expensive bombs. Fairly cheap meat there in that shop.
I don't blame him for buying some, though. I mean, at this point, he's seen few to no bomb packs drop anywhere. you eventually just gotta bite the bullet there, so to speak, and start getting yourself some resources to be able to move around the overworld with.
Yep, and he seems safe here, so he's gonna save scum these as efficiently as he can. But good news with the bombs and a runner of a random's caliber is he can force those bomb drops.
Yeah, we saw a tech on Antler's screen just a moment ago where he decided to go ahead and reset his game, hard reset, after saving. That resets your count to 0, and the first enemy you kill that is in the bomb dropping group can drop potentially a bomb. So he was trying to set up a bomb drop that way. I don't know if he actually did or if he got to a count point as I was busy looking at random screen at that point in time, but that's one way to get some bombs if you have an early screen with, say, red Gria like we do in this seed.
And RandomEffekt picking up a free candle.
Now, here's an interesting point. I don't think it'll be hard for random to find level 9, but looks like level 9 was in amongst all those levels in the burn bush over there in the eastern forest, so it's the one spot he couldn't check.
Always good to know where level 9 is. Looks like they'll be stumbling into level 4. Let's see if they can't make any more progress than Random did.
Random's got the map for this level 3. He's going to see the exact same thing that we saw, which is the old man is literally parked below. And it took him a second there, but I think he realized pretty quickly what happened. So, again, no progress in level 3 just yet, but you can at least get the Triforce here, so always a chance that you don't have to worry about that ladder block.
And kind of ping-ponged back and forth. They're following each other's footsteps. Triforce number 3 for RandomEffekt. We got some beefy keys. Always an ugly sight.
There's a question in chat about the Canana key scenario where you have the push block in the middle of the room. It is in fact possible. I haven't done it to the bottom or top door, but I've used, what you do I think is use the candle as a boost mechanism when you're pushing the block. So like you start the push motion and then the candle bumps you back. And you can actually walk through the key door with 0 keys if you get that timed properly.
Good luck with that one.
I find it way easier on the left door than on the top or bottom door, but I suppose I really haven't tried so much on the other 3, just the left one seems easy.
So Antlerz is gonna continue in level 4.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. To be honest, I'd probably say that too after dealing with Greta and Wizrobes on the overworld and getting hit repeatedly. But he's gonna have to, I think, burn a key here eventually and go north in that room, because it seems like he can get into the bottom segment of level 4 pretty easily, but that top little corner is cut off, so I wonder how long it'll take Antlerz to decide to go up that direction.
RandomEffekt once again block clipping for this blue land mola. Gets some down.
Interesting, he decided this one. I guess because he's down here, he decided this one key room was more worthwhile. Unfortunately, it's just got a bunch of keys and a little bit of a moat issue, so outside of seeing what it has in it, he's not going to be able to do much with it.
Yeah, 6 beefy keys, and not much room to fight.
And a whole lot of nothing on the floor.
Random finding the Triforce in 2, but gonna let it be for now. Looking for 2 items on the floor.
It's like a double heart situation in 4, potentially.
Oh, when getting wall mastered, that feels bad. And looks like RandomEffekt picking up the white sword out of level 2, along with that Triforce. But going back in for item number 2.
Yep, Antlerz has all the hearts he needs out of level 4, so that wall master ended up not really hurting him all that much. He got out of there all the same.
Just costing him a handful of precious seconds. Not something you want to give off, or give up against RandomEffekt. Now into level 5, all these small dungeons. And that's a raft.
Yeah, he's gonna walk out just to maintain health, it looks like, which is not too bad of a play. We are going to see a little bit more level 5 from Antlerz, at least one more room. Remember, Random did not have any bombs in this dungeon when he first got here, so he was unable to look past these 2 bomb walls that Antlerz just walked through.
Yeah, and it looks like they are required. Gotta have bombs.
Yep, you can add a third bomb wall to that now.
Luckily, right next to some Gyptos. As RandomEffekt finds the Take Any roads up to level 5. Ooh, and down to the southwest. That's a spread.
That magic sword is not so interesting now that we found the white sword, but you do have an easy access to it without any road.
Yes, sirree. And chances are, with the heart shuffled, we might end up seeing a play for that. So we got 3 out of the 4 take any's, pretty good.
And it looks like Random did not miss this burn bush on his trip back over to some of these smaller dungeons, which is good to see.
Very linear level 5, but Antlerz seems to be getting through it.
You know, 2 players at this skill level as far as combat goes, it's going to be a little bit of a uphill battle for Antlerz to keep pace, given that he only has the wood sword, and we do have Pole's voice in this dungeon, so it takes a lot to combat those down, and the white sword, cutting that effectively in half, will make it so Random can make up time room after room.
Yeah, very good point. It does look like RandomEffekt picked up a bomb upgrade. Had 11 there for a moment.
Yeah, that was... So this Pole's voice room that we see Antlerz walking through over and over again would alleviate all of his key problems, even though he doesn't currently have one. But it would make it a lot easier for him to just burn through those doors.
RandomEffekt with that any key, just breezing on by.
I don't think you can really even blame Antlerz for passing that room by. It's such an annoying room to deal with Pole's voice having so much HP on a wood sword. It's just one of those situations where getting into level 2 again earlier than coming back to level 5 after that has really paid off for Random.
And well, we are seeing even RandomEffekt skipping off some of these bunny rooms.
Yeah, I think with the any key being on the floor and already found in this level, you can kind of prioritize the staircase and hope for some easier rooms, maybe to have the Triforce or the Compass to tell you, like that.
Ask and ye shall receive. So at this point, RandomEffekt might need some 95 rupee arrows. I think I saw that as the arrow price. But with that any key, that bomb upgrade is looking mighty tasty. There's some land mola. And the red variety. Is this the staircase? It is. It's a ladder. That's a good find.
So it looks like Random's got a bit of a lead growing now, given his combat advantage has led him to this ladder. a little bit faster despite entering level 5 for the second time a little bit behind Antlerz.
Yep, you made the right play early on.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not even necessarily a right versus wrong play, it's just a play that worked versus a play that didn't work out as effectively, I suppose.
Yep. But RandomEffekt, half his Triforce is down.
Yep.
But we still don't know, I think, where levels 1, 6, and 8 are.
Yep, looks like Antlerz is going to have to spend even more time in here now, given that he just got run over effectively by the blue landmills. They bopped him basically as far away from the hole in the wall as possible, so he couldn't even escape back out and potentially go for a Triforce grab and leave.
Looks like RandomEffekt wants this extra heart container on the coast here. And looks like taking that raft up north. Hey, wow. Finding level 6, name of that ink blot.
Yeah, and being raft blocked is pretty rough for Antlerz there.
That's definitely a microscope. Immediate transport says not right yet.
Looks like Antlerz is going to beat up the Stalfos room and probably hope for a heart just to get him over the cusp of dying to one shot on the Slanmola. He got it. I think you just have to make the break for it right off the bat, and that's what he does this time. So looks like he will be able to get to the ladder with a nice reverse clip. This will, however, set up Antlerz to basically ignore the Yinny key, I think. He may try and kill the room and look down.
Yeah, he spent enough time in here. The ladder is good enough to grab out of here, at least in his mind.
If you clean out this room and see that it's not here, then you know that you've got a couple of Pole's Voice room left, so you know which ones it could be. You just wait till you get the bow, maybe, or do you hope that it's the bow? I think I would probably leave, but we'll see what he does once he gets back to that Triforce room.
Yeah, I think he leaves just because he hasn't explored too many dungeons. It's just being number 3 that he's been inside. Biding his time, making the move carefully. No.
Uh-oh. Meanwhile, level 6 staircase. We have the bow, so another big item for RandomEffekt in quick succession. I think it's he's really snowballed this White Sword combat into a lot of decent items and a lot more of expedited digs.
Yep, he's gonna essentially be in Triforce and Go mode with those silvers possibly in level 9 on the way to the pig. Certainly would probably clear out level 1, but these last 3 big dungeons, probably not. So we have a high 5 Triforce get, but RandomEffekt clearly in the lead. Knows where level 7 is. Still need to find levels 1 and 8. And Antler's opting to pick up that key from the shop.
Given that he was only on one key, I think it's the right play. You don't want to go into any dungeons and end up getting key blocked and have to turn around, so you'd rather just lose some of your money on that if you feel confident enough in your combat.
Yep, up until Random picked up that any key, was not doing too good on key counts himself, but finds level 8, and that's a heck of a shape. So RandomEffekt in this level 8 is gonna maybe stumble across an item staircase, but other than that, gonna be prioritizing the Triforce.
Yeah. The math on stream's probably dangerous, but it looks like it's north of 40, kind of in the 42 room ballpark, so it's definitely going to make 9 probably look a little bit smaller. I didn't get a good glimpse of it on Random side when he jumped in there, but I would guess it's at least a handful of rooms smaller than the traditional 9s we've had in past matches and such.
Antlerz isn't too far out of level 8 himself. Now, Antlerz with a whole heck of a lot less items, if they stick around level 8 and dig out the silver arrows, that would be a good play. Kind of turn things around in his favor.
Yeah, if you want to look for a scenario where Antlerz can come flying back into this, I think the best possible item in level 8 is actually going to be the wand. And if you put silvers at 9, it means that Random also has to dig just about everything else to feel safe. Otherwise, he has to gamble that decision. So I think that's probably the best scenario that you would hope for if you were an Antlerz fan in this one.
But another advantage for RandomEffekt, he has that book. He's got all the maps.
Yeah, it's a huge advantage in a smaller dungeon. This one, I guess it just depends on where the map ends up being, but you have so many rooms you can get into freely, given there's just so many of them. I don't think this particular dungeon is going to be too difficult for him to navigate.
I mean, RandomEffekt not appreciating the spoilers for like a 10-year-old movie. RandomEffekt stumbling across the first Goma, blocking a boomerang. I guess not blocking a boomerang, guarding it. And finds a heart. Wow.
I was gonna say, that's a pretty fortunate thing to find in this few rooms of level 8 that he's actually had to navigate through.
Yep, that'll make him feeling more confident once he's stumbling into level 9 if he doesn't have the silvers at that point.
I guess if you're rooting for a closer matchup, the other big piece of news here is that Random did not go and buy wood arrows, and there are pulse voice in here, so he's only going to be the double the damage sword swipe faster than Antlerz at clearing them. He won't be able to clear them instantly.
Very nice combat from both these runners, making it look easy.
It's a little bit of good fortune for Antlers in this level 8. He's run into a lot of rooms with key doors, but he's also run into a lot of rooms that have had key drops as well. So it's keeping his key count high enough to where he doesn't have to necessarily worry too much about whether or not he should leave a door locked or unlock it.
And I think that was possibly a Y force for RandomEffekt, but grabbing that Tringle out of the level 8.
He was in that room before, so my guess is I would say he's probably had enough of the dungeon for now. I did not, however, see the second staircase item, so it looks like it may be a short-term gamble until he gets some wood arrows.
Yeah, meanwhile, Antlerz still has not found the map. But deep inside,
Random's kind of showing you the logic behind first quest money hardly ever being a poverty seed, given that he's bought a bomb upgrade and is still somehow managing to get himself up to the max rupee count.
yeah, seems like all the muggers are in a different place. Hyrule. Picking up a red potion, 81 rupees. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah, but he has seen the bait block, and he knows that the only thing that he really needs to buy from this point forward, given that he has the any key, is probably wood arrows, so I don't blame him for getting that safety, given he's still in green tunic.
Antlerz continuing to get keys, up to 7. I think that's 3 more than when he started out.
Oh, he bought his second key outside this dungeon, so he's plus 5 so far. He's way up. He's probably not going to be plus 6 because that key's a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, thought about it for just a second.
Antlerz is not amused by the Goma shenanigans here with the boomerang.
And unfortunately has to trek all the way back up there for his Tringle.
Yeah,
right.
he's gonna see this heart. Yeah, he at least knows now that he's just down to 1 item in here, and without the map, now it's actually getting to the point where the map is a potential issue for him.
Meanwhile, RandomEffekt up on Death Mountain doing some excavating.
It's too early to call a block of level 1, I think, but we're getting kind of close to that point where a recorder or maybe the other rest spot will come into play. And there's the map finally. Double banana 8. Womp womp.
Yeah, sometimes the game knows.
So that's even more time saved for RandomEffekt because he bailed, but it may also not save him much time depending on where silvers are, because he may eventually have to make the redip into dungeons if he can't find them in other places.
It's really just level 1. We found level 7 early, just to the right of vanilla level 3. And we know where level 9 is, over in the woods. I think Jake Coper is right in the chat. If it's not here in the graveyard, I think it has to be in the Dead Woods.
Yep, if it's not in that location, it then becomes an issue where we probably have to go back to another dungeon and redig. And I'm gonna assume that with the ladder in hand, 3 is probably the likely destination, but maybe level 7 before that, since he doesn't have that Triforce yet. We need both items out of 3. We need the staircase item out of level 7. And I don't know that we've seen the floor item in level 6. That's the one I'm not 100% on. And Random is picking up the wood arrows. That was a pretty obvious play at this point, given his bow that he has. That ammo for it.
Well, there, Tringle piece number 8 for Antlerz.
I also suppose that we haven't seen the old man with the white sword item as well. That is still something that could come into play.
Yeah, that's right. Where is our white sword cave? Not there.
Conventional wisdom says it's in another castle at this point, but perhaps they'll go there sometime.
Oh, and RandomEffekt getting bopped by a Wizro beam.
So it looks like Random has decided to go to the smaller dungeon first, as opposed to the dungeon that he has the staircase item and Triforce missing out. 7, so... I think I actually probably have made the same play as him in this case, given that he does have the book in hand, he knows how many rooms this is.
And hey, it looks like a snail.
Yep, and 3 was definitely a ladder block to answer the question. This Chevy room is in the way, and then to the right here is definitely an old man that's going to give him something community hint-wise. There's the recorder.
Hey, that's a find.
And you can see just how much the bow is now accelerating these rooms even further.
Yeah, absolutely. Bow and arrows make bunnies much easier.
And both of our missing pieces as far as overworld exploration are now RandomEffekt's hands, so he's not going to get trolled by this level 1 location for too terribly much longer.
Very nice pickups back-to-back rooms. And that'll do it for him here in this level 3.
Not exactly sure what he's after in this level 3 now, because he does have the Triforce. Maybe he's just forgotten that he got that out of the first room.
Yeah, kind of curious. Can't be keys. Could be a fairy, but...
Well,
Don't see that too often.
Yeah, I think he's going to get the compass and then realize that he's made a small error here. Fortunately for him, it doesn't look like it's going to necessarily be the biggest of issues currently, but you never know with level 9, I suppose, and the silver still being outstanding.
That'd be one thing if he had those silvers firmly in his back pocket. Antler's finding the Master Sword, but 8 hearts and not enough.
Yeah. I guarantee you if Antlerz were to have, like, jumped from, say, 8 hearts up to 12 in a real hurry, he, on Wood Sword, would definitely take a look at it. But once he goes to level 2 and finds that White Sword, I think his decisions will be changed considerably.
He's gonna show us a bit of the Dead Woods here. But I'm thinking our level 1 is gonna be Recorder or Power Bracelet blocked. Antlerz in level 2. Can he find his White Sword?
Looks like we did find the compass finally, and not the reaction I expected. Every enemy is a little bit more reserved with than what I probably would have been if I had realized then that I had already gotten the Triforce instantly.
I thought he was making his way over to 7, but past that, looking at Recorder Lake in his sights.
I think the play to check these 2 locations, actually no, just the one because it's only first quest, I think that's a reasonable decision because the White Sword item's outstanding.
That makes sense. But still, he's passing up on level 7.
Yeah, it also makes it level 1 versus level 7. I think the other decision he's making here is I don't really want to look for the staircase item in level 7 unless I have to, and I'd rather go to this level 1 underneath the power bracelet spot and confirm that silvers aren't here first.
That's a heck of an intuition. Meanwhile, Antlerz has successfully block clipped, stabbing some blue danger noodles. 1 down, exit and re-enter, and poof, they're gone.
And the wand was in level 1, so the only combat that Antlerz could have gotten was out of the level he's in currently.
Answer a question in chat. RandomEffekt looks insanely ahead. What happened? RandomEffekt got the white sword rather early, much earlier, as you see, than Antlerz. And that combat advantage kind of helped him grab these Tringles and go.
Speaking of combat advantage, he's now got the defense to back up the offense he already had, so the rich get richer for the time being.
Yep, but that is now less likely that Silvers are going to be in the level 9. Guaranteed they're not forced there.
Yeah, that heart container in the staircase tells him he no longer needs to be here, so I think it's white sword item, level 6 staircase item, or no, level 6 floor item, excuse me, level 7 staircase item, level 9.
Yep, and we're missing the red candle, the silver arrows, and a couple hearts. And now, with 7 Tringles to his name, back in level number 7. And am I crazy, or does it kind of look like an Aqua Menace?
Well, I'm of course biased here, but it almost looks like a Trogdor to me.
But really quick Triforce, wow.
We may have a gamble here, which is a little bit interesting. Or he's going to pick a different dungeon first. Let's see.
Nah, he's 3, 4.
This is a level 9 dig, or is this a level 4 dig? 4.
I mean, they're right next to each other.
It's a double heart. Antlerz does have this already solved, and Antlerz also has 8 solved, so if he decides to go full on clearing everything before going to 9, this may take a little while still. In the meantime, Antlerz has all of his goodies out of level 2, including the white sword, so Triforce and get out. We'll see what the destination is for Antlerz next here.
Still looking for level 1, and I think level 6.
Yeah, he's not going to find level 6 for a little while still, because that's over on the raft spot on the coast, and he just... Oh, hey, look. There's a heart container, so never mind, white sword item was probably found at some point by random then. But that was a screen that I think both of them actually died on at one point or another.
I think you're absolutely right. Antlerz now in 7, might finally pick up that book.
I expect a head shake when he sees that's the book here, and he had map potential knowledge. It's one more room away from this side of the staircase.
And it looks like in just another hour, RandomEffekt will be right back here. Or I guess rather on SpeedGaming 1 against one Jay Coper. So as soon as this match is over, stick around. There's another one right after this.
Yeah, so the real kicker here is will Silvers be a 9 or not? There's a chance they're on the floor at 7. That's where Antlerz is now, but it looks like he may be trying to make time up. He probably feels a little bit behind at the hour mark. Instant Ganon, by the way, or very close to instant Ganon, so...
Not going in that staircase? And here we go. 1 hour, 1.5 minutes in. Here's Ganon. It's that potion that needs 8 stabs with that white sword. And gets this to unlock. Oh, and drops it. Commentator's curse. 6, 7, and 8. Alright, now it's just a hunt for the princess. As Antlerz back in level 3, the dungeon to be. And unfortunately, Antlerz grabbing that recorder and saying, oh, that's the answer. That's got to be it. Off to Recorder Lake for a big old disappointment.
Yeah, I don't blame for trying to rush this. Again, doesn't have Bo or Silvers at this point. Is desperately looking for level 1, assuming that could be the big answer. We know it's got a lot of help combat-wise, but not much else.
RandomEffekt is kind of snaked along the bottom up to the right-hand side. Now looks like he's going up the left. And Antlerz should be jumping into level 6. Unfortunately, a little too late.
More than just a little, I think. It's this is a GG RandomEffekt.
That is the shutter door swinging open, and there's the link. So get your GGs in chat for RandomEffekt. Another win in their belt notch. So in just a moment, we should be joined by our racer, maybe, unless he wants some extra time to prepare for the next race. But in the meantime, don't forget why we're here. This is part of SpeedGaming Live 2020. 14 tournaments going on over there this whole week. Over 600 matchups. And the winner of these tournaments taking home a cash prize. Super exciting. Almost, Kaizo. Almost. Antlerz has seen the Triforce, not the staircase. Guessing that Random is raring to go for their next match and declining to jump in here for a post-race interview. So we're gonna stick around for the time being and root on Antlerz. There's Tringle 6 for Antlerz. But need to go back to 3 for the power bracelet to get into level 1.
While we're working on getting RandomEffekt in here, do want to give shouts behind the scenes here a little bit to Tato Pony, who was our tracker for this. You see our two names in the commentators section down below, but you don't often see the work put in behind the scenes by the trackers to help put the column down the center there for you and show you what both runners have.
Yeah, absolutely. We wouldn't be anything without our trackers. So at about 70 minutes in, Antlerz has got to not have a whole lot of places left available to him. Needs to grab that power bracelet. And with that, we are joined by RandomEffekt. GG, sir.
Hey, thanks.
Quite the seed. I think grabbing that white sword as early as you did was really the thing that set you apart from Antlerz this one.
Yeah, I obviously don't know exactly what's going on, but I assumed it was either, the early book in White Sword was really good, especially with the enemy set the way it was. And then going back into 4 before going to 9, just because it was right there, and I had 2 items in there. I was like, I'd rather search 2 items in 4 than 2 items in 9 to get the silvers if it's there. And I was just lucky that it was there.
Yeah, the any key also paying off after a little bit of not finding a whole lot of keys early on. But that book definitely, Antlers grabbed it probably 10-15 minutes ago.
Oh wow, yeah, that I was really happy when I saw that in 7. So it's always good to get as early as possible. I think the seed went really well for me, except for my debacle in 3. I just had it in my head, like you have that inner voice, and my inner voice said I have to go back to 3, and in my mind, like that interpreted as I still have to get the Triforce in 3 and items. And I had it written down, like, that I had gotten the Triforce, so that was just a really dumb move. I'm glad it didn't cost me the race.
Yeah, that's the adrenaline for you.
Yeah, just, overlooking. But that was, like, I think that was the only major mistake. Although I did die one time on the overworld when I really shouldn't have, and it cost me probably a minute or so of backtracking. I think I was trying to get down to 7 the first time. Forget how it was. Sorry, not the first time, but the second time when I was going back to 7.
Yeah, the overworld is kind of ugly with those gorillas and the Wizrobes, but you managed to pull it out, and well, pretty quick, much faster than the typical average we've been seeing.
Yeah, my average for this has been in the 120 to 130 range, so this was really straightforward. I mean, I found a lot of levels, even if I did most of the overworld. I found a lot of levels and a lot of early Triforces means I don't have to clear too many rooms, and I'm glad that I didn't really do much more of 6 or 8. I did not. I looked at that 8, and I was like, dang, I don't want to be here. That was another mistake. That wasn't a mistake, I guess, but getting trapped in 8 was kind of painful because I had the bow, but I hadn't found the arrows yet, or I hadn't bought the arrows yet, and so I got trapped in the first item room and had to backtrack all the way to the Triforce, which cost me probably another minute or so.
Yeah, level 8 with the double bananas, level 4 with the hearts.
Well, level 4 actually had the silvers at the end. We assumed it was double heart when Antlers left it earlier, and got kind of confused once we realized that Random had it off the floor.
That's right.
Yeah, I think the only items I didn't find were 1 item in 6 and 1 item in 8, and then both items in 9. I think I found both items in 5. I can't remember now off the top of my head.
Any key ladder.
Okay, then yes, I did.
Yeah, I would really say the White Sword in particular, this seed, was the winner because it basically forced Antlers to be a little bit more cautious with keys until digging level 8. Cost him a couple deaths to land molas and other stuff because he kept taking damage to Pole's voices when he was wood sorting him down. And it allowed you basically to come in about 2 minutes later on the second visit to level 5 and get out 2 or 3 minutes ahead of him. And that 5 or 6 minutes of swing plus the any key really, really hurt his chances of keeping pace.
Fair enough. I was really happy to see that when I went back in. And that's pretty much the only reason why I went back to 5 at that point, because I had that White Sword. If I wouldn't have had that, I don't know if I would have gone back into 5 as early as I did. Like, revisit 5. But, yeah, thanks for the restream, and if Antlers comes in here, say GG. I've already said GG to him in the chat, and I'm going to hop over and get ready for my next match against Jay Cooper.
Yeah, 1 down, 1 to go. I'll meet you over there.
All right, sounds good.
But meanwhile, Antlers has stumbled into level 1, found their red ring. Should have already seen the bows, or the wand as well. And I guess he has not stumbled onto that one. Clearing levels out, or clearing rooms.
Yeah, I think it was due south, and he kind of made his trek towards the Triforce because he got the early compass.
And bullseye, well, nice shot. Double-digit key counts. Must be expecting the any key. But there's the wand. Antlers. You have everything.
I think the heart container was in the next room over, perhaps? In the staircase? Or was I wrong?
No, he traversed the staircase, picked up the heart container. Already has the red ring.
Ah.
I guess the gaff is making a second appearance. First striking random effect in level 3, now Antlers in level 1. Yeah, you got both items. There, you got it.
So now it's a question of where's he gonna head to. I guess in his mind it's almost got to be level 4, then level 5. I think it would be my logic if you choose.
Yep, I think you're right. Missing that any key out of 5. And 5 was not too large, pretty linear.
Well, looks like he's gonna dig around here for a second at least.
Yep. Can't blame him for sure.
Guess while we're watching Antlers finish up, it is a pretty action-packed day 5 of the SpeedGaming Live 2020. I think we start off with Zelda 1 at 9:15 in the morning on the main channel, and we go all the way through probably close to midnight with the SMP3 rando at the end. And SpeedGaming 2 also has quite a bit of action. It's got some of the longer matches with the Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time rando matches. I think there's 2 of each on that channel, so lots of stuff going to be available tomorrow. Doesn't matter what you're into, it's all going to be here.
Hey, I don't know about you, but I've got VODs for like the next month.
And it looks like he's going to make the dig back into 4 after finding 1 item in 9. That does make a bit of sense. You basically only eliminated, I think, 1 transport and 1 item staircase, so there's a lot of transports in a row. Potentially, at least. There's the silvers that I apparently missed at level 4, as well as Antlerz, so now he's got him. Time to hit level 9. I don't think it'll take him more than a couple minutes to kind of sort this out. It seemed like the path to Ganon was not too difficult to find. Zelda wasn't behind multiple magic staircases or anything this time either.
Yep, and it looks like RandomEffekt got through this this first seed so quickly. They are getting ready to start on their second seed. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say goodbye. But thanks so much, Fury. Thanks to SpeedGaming 2, and thanks to these runners. I'll see everybody another day, another race.
Yep. Thanks for doing the commentary with me as always. It's a fun match. Though it didn't quite go Antler's way. Saw a lot of skill there today. And not too surprising that he's already found. Again, you could get there, I think, within 4 or 5 rooms just heading right off the start. And so, with him already having gone north, it was pretty easy for him to kind of clear this way where there are some open rooms. And it looks like we're gonna get the perfect stun locked boot. The only downside is he did not get that book out of 7 here, so it may take him just a minute to kind of sort out where he can go next. shouldn't be too much further to the west here, so looks like he's gonna have to up A because there's no direct path there, but there's only just that one northwestern corner that he hasn't really seen a lot of yet, so that's going to be the next best route for him to take, and looks like he's gonna probably head up towards the direction where the shutter door is. And get your GGs out for Antlers. Looks like we have an official race time of 1:26:31. And with that, he has declined the interview this time, so for any of you who are looking for more Zelda 1 randomizer action, we have a match about to get underway with RandomEffekt trying to go for the 3-0 out of Group F. Faces off against Jay Coper. I think that match basically decides who gets to advance into the bracket stage, so should be an interesting match to watch, and guess go ahead and join me as we head on over there for Potato Pony and August 40th. I'm Furious K, and we'll see you on Speed Gaming Prime.